YouTube, welcome to my channel. I'm Gigi Live. If you've never been to my channel before, I am a reseller on Poshmark and I also sell on Mercari, and I did try a little eBay and WhatsApp, but I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. Today I want to do a video on five things that resellers complain the most about. And as I do that video, I'm going to be listing. I'll be listing on Poshmark. I do actually do other platforms, but I will tell you later on why Poshmark is my favorite. But first, let's get into this video. I want to just show you real quick. This is my listing area, and everyone has a different place where they like to list. I like to list in my bedroom because it's easy access, and I have a decent sized bedroom. And this is what I'm going to be listing right now. This is a Free People. I'm doing a white party show on Poshmark. I have not done a show yet, except for on WhatsApp. No. I've done a show on, not WhatsApp, but what is it? This is how much it means to me. Like, honestly, I do not like doing shows. I'm going to try the Poshmark show, but I don't even want to mention this show on the other channel because to me it's so many people that are just trying to get cheap items. Now, if you love that other app that starts with the what, I will go ahead and allow you to leave in the comments whatever you think about it, which is fine. For me, I'm a Poshmark-aholic. Like, that is my thing. That's my jam. I don't even like eBay. Like, I have problems with eBay. I have problems with Mercari, and I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. But first, let's get back to my video. So I'm going to be doing this Free People dress because I'm going to do a white party on my first Poshmark show. And this is a Free People dress that I will be selling on that show. So I'm going to list it. First thing I want to say, whenever I list something, I always list something that is going to be on a mannequin. I don't like to put it on a hanger. I used to when I first started out, and I'll tell you more about on another video when I talk about how to start becoming a reseller. I'll tell you more about why I don't do just hanging it on a hanger or laying it against a white poster board or on the floor. I'll tell you more about that on another video, but I like to put my items on my mannequin. I have actually two other mannequins that I use. This is my favorite, and it's been used a lot. So anyway, we're going to do a live, like, I'm not even going to edit this. I'm just going to show you what I do and how I list. So I list in the area in my house, in my bedroom. And I'm about to list this one. But as I list, I'm going to tell you a few pet peeves that resellers have. Now first, if you've never even heard of a reseller and you're new to this channel, you're like, what is a reseller? A reseller is someone who actually gets items that could be new or could be pre-loved, which we like to say instead of saying used, or could be vintage. Vintage meaning that it's past the 2000s. I mean, sorry, it's earlier than the 2000s, because I really didn't even realize that. I didn't even know that the 2000s was like vintage. But yeah, anything that's past 2010 or earlier, earlier than 2010 is considered vintage. That means 2000, the 1990s, 1980s, of course, like the 1970s, 1960s, and so on. So those items will be considered vintage. So anyone who is reselling usually is going to resell those items. And as a reseller, you have to actually do a lot of work. So let's talk about, I have a list of different 5 things. I'm going to try to make sure my videos are going to be a little short because that's why I'm saying 5 things. I can actually go on and on and on about things that resellers have to say. And today we're going to talk about the biggest five biggest complaints that resellers have. Okay, the biggest complaint that we have is, in my opinion, these are only my opinions, and leave in the comments if you disagree, if you have other things you want to mention. But these are my observations. Low ball offers. Okay, low ball offers. What does that mean, a lowball offer? Well, let me put it to you this way. If you have an item, and let's say this item is a pair of shoes. Let's say there are some really nice pair of Birkenstocks, which you can look those up. I've never heard that label before, but I learned what they were becoming a reseller because I've never bought those before. But let's say you've got some really great, perfect condition Birkenstocks. Now, someone's going to offer you $10 for that item. Wow, $10 for some Birkenstocks? Some people will be like, well, it's better than nothing. I'm going to go ahead and take that offer. I would not do that. Now, why would I not do that? Very simple. I would not do that because Birkenstocks are actually an in-demand item with most people who are interested in that item. So, for me, I would wait until at least I got $30 on those Birkenstocks. Now, everybody is different. Some people would take $10, some would take $20. But here's the thing. When you lowball someone, it's like saying to someone who is your, let's say, your doctor, well, I'm not going to pay you for what you are, like, charging me. I'm going to pay you less. Now, you might think these are shoes, like, not the same as a doctor. Okay, fine. Let's say you go out to a restaurant, and Birkenstocks are like a high-end restaurant. I don't know what you would consider a high-end restaurant, but just think of one of your favorite restaurants. And at that restaurant, you say, you know what, I don't think I want to pay for this steak for like $30. I think I only want to pay $10 for the steak. Now, some people will be like, well, $10 for a steak is still a good deal. That's still a lot. Okay, that's fine. I hear you. So if that's what you want to do in your restaurant, that's your business. But here's the thing. If a lot of people are going to be charging a minimum amount for that steak, what happens? The steak goes down in value. But also, you don't respect that restaurant. You don't respect those servers at that restaurant, the waiter. You don't respect the people who actually are in that business. So that's why you don't like lowball offers. Offer what you consider to be a good deal according to what the climate or what the brand is selling for online. So do your homework. That's the biggest complaint that I find. Well, I'm sorry. These are starting from 5 being the least complaint to 1 being the biggest. Okay, so that's one of the complaints, one of the biggest complaints. Number 4. Number 4 is going to be one that I have really had a problem with. Like, oh my gosh. I never had a problem with this until recently, but I'm finding a lot of people have this problem. Just so you know, this is Free People. Anytime you see this label right here, that is Free People. Didn't know this, so there's a quick secret that you got. Free People will always pretty much sell for at least $30, if not more. Okay, back to what I was saying. So, scammers. Number 4, scammers. Oh my goodness. I never had this problem when I first started out. I did not. Scammers. What is a scammer? Well, I'm going to tell you. A scammer is someone who will rip you off in numerous ways. The most common way a scammer is going to rip you off, if you're a reseller, is they're going to ask for your email address, or they're going to ask for your phone number. They're going to say they want more pictures. They want to offer you a outrageous amount more. Like, I had someone say on something I was selling for $200, I'm going to give you an extra $500 if you can just email me with pictures, more pictures, and also your phone number, of course, and we can meet up outside of our platform. Now, the platform is there for a reason. The platform protects you. Poshmark protects you because basically you don't have to give anybody any personal information. That is the purpose of the platform. That's what you're paying for when you pay for your platform fees. So if someone says to you, give me your information, I just want to get another email, I need more pictures, I want to meet you somewhere, I want your phone number. These are scammers, okay? Now, scammers can be found on Poshmark now, more than ever before. eBay, I've always found. Mercari as well. almost any platform, including Facebook Marketplace and Instagram. There are even scammers that are on YouTube right now looking at me and thinking, oh, how can I scam her? But I want to tell you right now, if you really want to support resellers, try your hardest to be as honest with the reseller as you can. Because the majority of resellers, like 90% of resellers, are very honest people. And they're just doing this as a business. Maybe it's a side business, side hustle of some sort that they're doing while they're actually doing their real job. Or maybe this is their real job. Maybe it's their only job. So it's really important to understand that if you are honest with your reseller, then they won't consider you a scammer. But they always have to think in terms of if someone is possibly asking for a lowball deal or some kind of extra something like my phone number, or maybe even they want to like have more communication outside of the platform, we consider you a scammer. So, right there, that's a huge problem. It's a huge flag for us. So, that's number 4. Number 3, third complaint that we have. Oh my goodness, I've been dealing with this a lot lately. It's kind of like a scam, but some people don't really consider it a scam. Returns. Opening up a case. A case means that basically you have a problem with your item. Your reseller did not get you the item that you say. Maybe they did not have the same thing that's listed. Maybe it's listed one way and then you got something else. Or maybe it's damaged. So you want to return it. In those cases, I say return it. It's all up to you if you want to return it. But a lot of platforms are allowing people to return things that have been worn already. Let's say you're wearing this dress to a white party. White party's over, you say, I'm going to go ahead and return it. I'm going to return it. Even though I wore it, it might have some damage to it. And so you say, I've now damaged it. So now I can tell Poshmark that it was damaged when I got it. Most of the time, these are not going to go through unless you wear it like the next day that you get it, because usually they give you a couple of days before you cannot accept a return. But sometimes those returns do come through. Let's say you bought it somewhere else. You didn't realize you already bought it and you bought it somewhere else and you don't want the item anymore. So you damage it yourself. Okay, another thing that people do. So if I was going to buy something from someone, just like if I buy something at Macy's or any other place, I'm going to think twice about how I'm going to take care of it. I don't want to like damage anything, and I don't want to return anything that doesn't need to be returned. So do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. Again, to me that's a scam. Okay, another thing that people complain about is lack of respect. Lack of respect. And lack of respect goes a lot of ways. You may not respect people who are resellers. You might think, oh, they're like dumpster divers. They're like the lowest of the low. They don't have respect for merchandise, so they actually are reselling. They don't have respect for big brands, or they don't have respect for the big stores. But when I think about respect, I think about respect of us. As resellers, we should be respected because this is a job. This is work. What I am doing right now is work. Locating the right item is work. Making sure that right item is pictured properly on the listing. Make sure that item is clean. Make sure that item is well stored is work. Making sure that item is categorized and making sure that item is put into a spreadsheet so I know exactly what I'm selling is work. And also making sure you know exactly what sells and what it sells for is work. All of these things that are work need to be respected. And for me, It's a huge pet peeve that a lot of people do not consider this a job. But I think I have worked harder at this job than I did in the nursing field or than I did any other business that I had. And a lot of people who are resellers have not just done this, they've done other things as well. So, understanding your labels is work. Understanding what sells is work. Taking care of that item, making sure it's clean, and I hand wash my items or dry clean them is work. This is Altered States. Again, this is another label that does sell very well. And it's a Christian label, which I love. So, there's another little tip for you. Okay, number 2. Oh, wait. Sorry, we're at number 1 already. So number 5 was lowball offers. Number 4 was scammers. Number 3 was returns, and especially returns of used items, which to me is a scam. And number 2, lack of respect. Number 1, I also have a bonus. Useless complaints and not giving a 5 on an item that you received. Scoring your item, it's an important thing because the reseller gets bonus points from Poshmark, especially. They can become a Posh ambassador. They can become different levels of a Posh ambassador. And honestly and truly, it just makes us feel really, really good when we actually get a 5-star review. When someone does not give you a 5-star review, they don't consider you to be as important as someone who you really care about. This Maggie London has tags. Is brand new, never been worn before. So cute. Oftentimes we will get things that are new. Oftentimes we will get things that are donated. Maybe someone had a white party that they didn't get to wear the gown or dress to. So they decide they're going to go ahead and return it to you. Or, donate it to you. So if they donate something to you, you're not getting it from the Goodwill bins. You're not getting it from a thrift store. You're getting it from someone who had it in their closet and is just trying to help your business. So, when you make a complaint and say, that item was worn before, that item was in good condition, number 1, it ain't true because this is a brand new item. But number 2, you need to really think about the item that you're getting. The majority of the things that we have may not be in perfect condition, but they're very close to perfect condition. So when you make a complaint, think very carefully about the complaint you're making. I've heard people make complaints about things they've said, well, it wasn't new. Well, I never said it was new. But if I do say that it's new, like this one is brand new, I'm going to make sure that there's no problems with it. And if there is a problem, then I'm going to put it into the description. So when people make complaints and are not necessary complaints, that bothers me. Also, when they choose not to give you any kind of rating whatsoever, that bothers me. Because I spend a lot of time trying to make sure I packaged it well, took care of that item, made sure that item was in good condition. Of course, also priced it and that it sit on my Poshmark closet for a while. I did all these things to make sure that this item would be beautiful for you. And you didn't even take the time to say, hey, I enjoyed the item, or thank you for making sure the shipping was good. Thank you for making sure the packaging was good. I appreciate you as a reseller. Giving a good review is not just about doing something nice. It's also like giving a tip to your server. So if you go to a restaurant and you don't tip, well, you're probably the same kind of person who doesn't leave a review. So leaving a review and leaving a proper review is very important. I got a bonus for you. People who do not consider your job a job. That's my biggest number 1 pet peeve. Because this is work. And I'm going to say it a million times on my channel because I have a lot of people say, oh, you don't have a job. I do have a job. I have a business. So, when you are thinking about someone who's a reseller and you don't think this is work, I want you to think about the things that they do. The time that they take to purchase an item, the time that they take to locate it, first off, and find that treasure for you, but also the time that it takes for them to store it, take care of it. All these things make it a job. So That's my number one pet peeve. Those are 5 things that I can tell you right now a lot of people are complaining about. But I got one more bonus for you. People are telling me all the time that I need to stop doing videos that are haul videos about the Goodwill bins. Because they think, well, people are going to think that they need to like not buy our items because they came from the bins. If I got them from my neighbor for free and I paid nothing from them, or from a family member, and I'm now selling them to you, to me that's fine because I found that item. It's my treasure that I'm now selling to you. If I go to the bins and I'm waiting for finding that, I'm like digging through trash to find that item, and I find it for you, I clean it by hand, I take care of it, I make sure that it's stored properly, I list it, and I'm waiting for you to buy it for as long as it takes, that is work. And I need to get paid for my work. So if you want to go to the bins and you want to dig through things and find that same item, you're welcome to do it. But don't say that we should not charge what we charge for items that are resellable. Do not do that. That's my other bonus. Okay, check out my next video. We'll talk about more things, another 5 things that I want to count down as I list. I'm listing for my white party. Go to GIGI Live if you're interested in buying any of the items that I'm listing, or any items you might find on my Poshmark at GIGI Alive. For my boutique fashion house of legacy, please check out my website and also check out my Poshmark and my Instagram, GIGI Alive. Thanks so much. Have a great day.